Hi, it's Chris from Petcrin here. In this video we're going to go through, in a very similar way, editing a typical website, but this time it's a custom build, which basically means that all the design is locked away in such a way that it's very simple to make edits. So it's just editing the text, all the images is made as simple as possible. Right, so this is very similar to the website. If you've seen our page builder version of this website, very similar. It's almost identical, in fact, on the layout. But the editing experience is very different. So if you've seen the previous video, you'll know that we can just go in here and start editing on the page. Downside being is it gives you lots of options and lots of potential for making the wrong choice or clicking the wrong option and completely making a mess of things. So right, let's have a look. So this is obviously the home page. I'm just going to whiz over to the back end of the website. So this is the difference. On here, all the edits are made in the back end. There's a slight one exception to that, which I'll come onto shortly. But this means everything's kept very simple, and it just takes away all the sort of distractions. Right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make the edits to this. This is what's called the hero area, and there's actually two instances of this. There's one at the top and one at the bottom. And we want to just make some changes to this. We're going to make this 30 minutes instead of 25 minutes, so it's a very simple change. So let's come back over to the back end. Now what we do, this is our dashboard. I've got an option here called globals, and this is to do with anything that affects the entire site, or anything that will appear in multiple locations, because this is one of the big time saving aspects of a custom build, is you can define your content completely irrespective of how it's placed throughout the site. So it's not on a page by page basis, and in fact with a page builder you can sometimes get into a situation where you're having to duplicate a lot page for every page. So if you then want to go and change it, you have to go and change it multiple times, which can get really complicated. So I'm just going to click on this option here called Hero, and this just gives us the 4 aspects of the hero area. So if I just click back to the home page, so we've got our title, our subheading, some text and a button caption. So those 4 fields are represented over here. And the one I want to change is this one. I want to make that 30. Hit save, and also we can change the image very easily as well. Come back to the main page, hit refresh, that's it, done. Very simple. And that's it. And in fact, if I come all the way down to the bottom, it's changed there as well. And in fact, if on this website we wanted this hero to appear on lots more pages at the bottom, then it would update all those as well automatically. So that's the first change. Let's now make some more change to the actual home page. So perhaps we'll change one of these service descriptions here. That's very simple as well. If I just click the pages option here, so this shows us all the pages. Well, I want to edit the home page, which is this one here. So just click that. And here's all the content for the home page. So we've got our services down here, and we've got our workshops down here. So this is our services section. So we've got that service there, which corresponds to this one, and the second one's this one, the third one's this one. So we just want to edit this first one. So let's come down to the text, and let's add something in. Right, let's just save that. And let's have a look. And that's it. That's there. Very simple. And in fact I could go in, I could add some more, I could add another workshop down here if I wanted to as well, and all the rest of it. So it's very straightforward. Now where it really shines is when you want to add new pages. This is where, if you're using a page builder, it can get a little bit clunky. What you generally have to do is you have to take one of your existing pages, duplicate the whole thing, and then edit it. Now as a workflow, that's not so bad, but as a long-term prospect, it's not so great if you then want to make changes, because if you want to make some design change that runs throughout the site that affects all your pages, again you've got this potential problem of having to go and make the same change on multiple pages. So although you can sort of do things very quickly on the face of it, there's a lot in the long term it can actually make life a lot more difficult for you. So we're going to add a page now. So I want to add a new service page. It's quite a common requirement, a common thing for anyone who's running a website. I want to add a new service. Their business is expanding. So what we're going to do here is we're going to add a new service for group coaching. So we come over to the pages. So we want to add one here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click over here and I'm going to create page. But the one we want here is called page. That then creates our page template, and we can now just make the edit. So we're going to call this group coaching, and in fact, before I do any more, I'm just going to save that and see what that gives us. We just don't put anything else on it whatsoever. And I come back to the front end, hit refresh, and let's see what we've got. And there we have it. We've got our group coaching page automatically appeared. Don't have to edit any menus or anything. So this has given us a really good start of the page already. Just by putting the page title in, it's automatically given us the page title background. It's given us a nice font for the heading with a nice little shadow just to make it stand out over the image. It's added a little colour overlay to the image. I don't know if you can see it on the video, but it's just to give it that purple, orange, gold tint to the image. And that's automatically taken care of by the design, which is all completely locked away. So what we can do now is we're going to add the rest of the text. So if we come back to the back end, we're going to add a section, and this basically means some text that we want to appear. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to put in some dummy lorem ipsum, as it's called, like that, and I think I'll leave that. Let's save that, let's see how that looks. So come back to the page and let's have a look. So there's our text. Now we want an image over here. So again, something that's built into the actual theme and design of the website is that we can easily add an image over there. So let's come down here. Right, as our side image, let's have a little look. Let's just go into our image folder. Let me just change the layout of this. Right, I think I'm going to have, for the sake of this, I'm just going to choose that. It's a completely made up image, I know. That'll automatically get cropped the right way. Let's save it. That appears there. I think it's trying to translate my text because it's Latin lorem ipsum. Right, so that's that done. I also want our inquiry form down the bottom of here. So what I'm going to do there is just come down here and I'm going to select, I want our coaching form to appear. Let's have a look. That's done. And I want to put some, let me put some intro. Now this is really easy way of saying thank you for interest in group coaching. If you would like further, please excuse my absolutely terrible spelling. Now this, just bit of background info here, this is what's called Markdown. It's a very easy way of making edits. It's much easier than using, much quicker once you get used to it than actually trying to use the mouse to set headings and stuff. You put a couple of hashes in front and that knows it's a heading level 2. If it's one hash, it'll be heading level 1. Just a much faster way of doing it. So let's save that. So now let's have a look. We've now got that's appearing above the form. That's really nice. Right. And that's it. It's that simple. So all the service pages have a very similar layout. We can have multiple sections if we wanted to, if we wanted to have a bit more information about our service. But the point I'm making here is that this is all about editing the content. There's no distraction about colours, fonts. You're just not given any of those options, so it just makes life a lot easier. Lastly, there's another way of editing, which is really good if you want to sort of see the edits as you're making them, which is called our live preview. So let me just actually just stay on this page. If I click this button here, live preview, what it lets us do is it actually lets us edit the content while we're looking at it, which is quite nice. It's probably best suited if you're just making tweaks. I mean, to be honest, if you're actually editing the bulk of the content, it's probably still better to do it in the back end. But it's a really nice way if you want to tweak some stuff. So, for example, do you know what? We don't like that image. Let's come out of there. Oh, wrong one. Let's have a little look. Go into here. Do you know what? Let's have this nice picture here. And there it is. So it's really easy. If we wanted to edit, perhaps we want to tweak that text here. This is thanks you for, well, I've actually spelt it wrong, so let's fix that. Thank you for your interest. And that updates it over there. So it's very easy just to see what's happening. So that's it. So hopefully you can see the advantages of using having a custom site. It is just so much easier. We always recommend it to clients out of the two options. As I say, there are some people who really like page builders because they're happy with all those options, which is fine. But if you're the sort of person who just prefers to have it as simple as possible when making changes, adding new pages, then a custom build is definitely the way to go. We'll be honest, it's the more expensive option. Frankly, it just takes us a lot longer to build a site. A custom site technically is a lot more for us to do, but it is just so much better in the long term. It saves a lot of time and it just makes your life a lot easier. So I hope that's been useful. I'd love to hear your feedback. Just add some comments below, and we'll see you soon. Thank you very much.